Hey, how are you doing? I'm just up in Newcastle, just leaving now. I've just went and bought, I haven't bought actually, I'm telling fibs. I have done a trade for, I got myself a wind turbine. Right, a really good quality wind turbine, not the one that we were trying to build with like the car alternator. It wasn't getting, I'm not that engineeringly minded. All right, so I bought this wind turbine, you know, because it wasn't working out to make it, and hang on, get away from here. So anyway, so I had this guy come and have a look at our solar system that I've got like in the back garden, and I'm moving around the panels and everything like that. These panels that I've got, I think they're only 100-watt panels. I've just swapped this now. I've got a 400-watt panel, and they're called split panels as well. So with it being a split panel, what happens is that if there's a shadow, like say a bird for instance comes and sits on the one of the cells, it doesn't wipe out the whole panel. If you've got if you haven't got a split panel, right, if there's shadow on one part of it, it shuts down the entire panel. Just so you know, if you ever wanting to get some solar panels, you can get these solar panels. This guy's getting them. He's not an electrician, but he's more like engineering. Very, very, very clever, and he's been doing this solar stuff going off grid in Spain and in the UK. His house is completely off grid in the middle of Newcastle. He can switch it back with this, can't remember what switch he's got, but he can switch it on the grid if it got really horrible for a few weeks and there was no sun or anything like that. So he has got that ability. But yeah, he's like, you know, completely off grid. Nice lovely sunny day today, so he's getting tons of power, so hopefully we'll have tons of power as well. So I've got this 400 watt now. It's actually got more capability of creating energy than all of my panels that I've got in the garden, you know. So what I'm gonna do is stay still. There you go. I'm gonna take the panels. I've got them attached onto the shed roof, and I'm gonna put this one on the shed roof. Now this one, he can get a hold of these, or I can get them through him. For this 400 watt panel, you can go and like research it yourself. I can get another one which would go on to my shed roof, so I would have like 800 watts that could go into this inverter. I've just swapped it. The inverter, I've now got this inverter, which will link up to the panels. So I'll have two panels. I will get another one. I'll have stay still, two panels on the roof, shed roof, and then the inverter inside the shed on a panel. Like we'll get a little internal wall panel, so it's like safe and steady, you know, inside the shed. And then that power generating there, creating, will be like way more powerful than the actual batteries that I've got. He builds the batteries as well, you know, rather than buying these really expensive ones. He buys the batteries, builds the batteries. I'm not waiting on you, you know. So my quest for going off grid is getting closer. You know, meeting different people, learning different things. Wanna let me in? I want to go in there. Thank you. There we go. All right. yeah, so that's good news, isn't it? Well, for us anyway. So, you know, it's good to be able to trade things and swap things. I've got a huge big 400 watt solar panel in the back of the car, back of the truck. It's a pickup truck type thing, you know, so I'm not going to go too fast with that in there, but that's good. So you know, this is what I'm looking to do, is just like trying to get so that you've got as little necessity to deal with these agencies, all right, because that's you know, we're showing you the video the other day when we're going to the farm shops, going actually onto the farms, and I have their little farms in the, fair enough, it's, you know, in the middle of Northumberland, not everybody can get along there, you know. So if we mix that between working with the farms and the farm shops, and then working with the solar, building up, so we will literally, I reckon by the end of this year, I will have a completely off-grid system that I can utilize, and it will literally be, it won't cost me anything at all for electricity, you know. Yeah, give me like till the end of this year, with this guy's help. Obviously he's gonna help with all this stuff, getting it at good prices, not these retail prices. So I'm getting there, moving along right nicely, you know. So we're going to be standing, you know, in the law of mankind, as a man, as a woman, standing in law, and with as much of our own electricity, our own power as possible. And then with that as well, you know, we are still trying to get as much food, grow as much food as possible, you know, and we're learning, we're getting better all the time. This is what it's all about, learning and developing. I'm gonna let this lorry pass me. I don't fancy going too fast with these this solar panel in the back. I'll let him go past. I should have went that way, actually. I could have went down the back road. Oh no, it's the next one. Next turn off, I'll go off. Get off the motorway. So, you know, I'll let you keep you informed on the actual the journey as it progresses. He's going to help me wire it all in. So what day is it today? Tuesday. Alright, so I've got calls all day tomorrow and Thursday. Friday I'm going to sit in the egg up at Newcastle, the harmonic egg, and do get all of the energies put into me, the positive energies, while I meditate inside the egg for an hour or so. Really looking forward to that. And then Saturday we're off for have a meal out on the Saturday. Be early, you know, because my son's going to bring the grandson. Well, we would go out early anyway. The latest I would like to go out would be 6, you know, because I want to get back anyway. Being the party animal that I am, you know, I'll be back in there before 8 o'clock, tucked up with the doggies. And then I think we've been preparing like over the weekend, a little bit this morning, and then on Sunday as well, getting ready for the Crown Court hearing again, which is in on Monday. And I think we've done a very, very good job. I don't think there's much more we can do, and we'll just have to see what happens. But it's going to be a busy time. And at the same time, right, when I was up this morning, 6 o'clock, waiting to take the dogs out, it was 6:30 when we got them out eventually. I've been redeveloping on a brand new platform all of the Claim Your Strawman, the PMA, our PMA, Private Members Association, for the knowledge share. I'm increasing the knowledge share, putting far more material on it, but I'm moving it to a new platform. Looks much better. I think it's got far less strange things that go on, you know, in the ClickFunnels is the other one, which I found great, but like sometimes it just switches itself off, switches things around, closes down, like, you know, doesn't send the emails out, and people saying they haven't got the emails. Anyway, so interesting, and I'm building that up there, and improved put far more case law into the smasherdebt.com. You want to get rid of your unsecured debt, your bounce back loans, your credit card, bank loans, anything like that. It's not for, you know, like debts that you've got like for a fine and you haven't paid your fine. It's, I mean, you can still use them, right? But they've got a different background, a different beginning, all right? But on credit card debt, where you're just using the fact that you've created the credit, through the financial instrument, you have supplied the energy, i.e. your sign of nature, signature. Even if it's an electronic one and you've done an online loan application or an online credit card, okay, they still have a security instrument. Now, this, I'm not saying anybody could get into debt, but if you are in debt and you do have that and you are struggling to pay, then this is a way of getting rid of it. So we're actually revamping with a lot of case law to back this up. I've been doing a lot more work, a lot more investigating. It's all still there available now for everybody who's already got it, but we're going to relaunch it. We're going to do push it out there, and oh, I'm in the wrong lane. Move over there. You get out of my way. Go on. So knowing, like, and this is what you've got to realize, a lot of people are saying, well, if I've used the money, I've borrowed something, then I have to pay it back. You don't borrow it. This is the whole theft and the scam. What happens is you create the credit with your sign of nature, your signature. You put your signature on that financial instrument. That's exactly what it is, a financial instrument, and it becomes cash value. Now look, you can Google it through Professor Richard Werner. You can get him and listen to the reports that he does on it, and they show you how they create the credit. And banks have been creating credit for decades this way. Decades. You know, so it is not the fact of you not repaying. I want to go in there, don't want to go and overtake him. You not repaying, and listen to the word they're using anyway, repaying. That means you've got to pay it again. Okay? There is no such thing as that debt. It's not that type of debt. I mean, if you borrow 50 quid off your dad or your mum or, you know, your brother or something, you're going to have to pay that back. That's a real debt. But, you know, if it's stuff like that, bank loans and that, it's not real. It's complete fake. You've created the credit. Then what they do is they actually deposit that financial instrument into their bank account, the bank's own account, as an asset. You have given them that money. They've took it from you. They didn't explain it to you. That there is the theft. That is the scam. So you've created credit that they've put into their bank account. Then they pretend that they've loaned you something by then transferring what you created into your account. How terrible is that? And then they ask you to repay the money, i.e. pay it again because it's already paid off. You know, because you created it initially anyway. Then, when you do not pay, right, they've got an insurance policy against you anyway, an indemnity. So their indemnity insurance, as soon as 90 days you haven't paid, right, then the insurance company pays that again in full, which you already created the credit, which paid it into the bank account. Then the insurance policy pays out after 90 days if you not paying, so then they've got paid again. And then do you know what they do? They don't sell the debt. They never ever sell debt. They sell data. Okay? So then they sell your data on a debt website. And I've seen these websites with my own eyes. One of the insiders showed us these websites, and they sell it in big blocks of data. So they'll add your data, say you owe 10 grand, into like loads of others to make 500,000. They'll stick that up on a website, or a couple of 100,000, and these debt scumbag companies buy it for pennies on the pound, and then they send out all of these letters demanding money. Now the thing is, you've got two sets of companies that'll do it. You have the ones that will say that they have purchased your debt, and they will say they've purchased your debt, and they'll say that I am sending you a notice of assignment, okay? Now, if it was true and any debt company had bought your debt, then they would have what they call a deed of assignment. Now, we have case law. I've been like looking through tons of case law. I actually purchased a membership, it's a legal membership for these things that got nothing on but case law, and you have to search for hours and hours and hours, go and get the case law. I just thought it would be handy. You know, I'm dealing with loads of different things trying to find these case law. Loads of people ask me, and then we've got to spend literally months searching for the case law, and it's very hard to find because they don't want you to find it. So this was a group, which a legal group. It's not for us, it's for, you know, barristers, etc. Where they can just look at all this case law, do a search in case law. So you're not getting loads of different things before you find the case law. All you get is relevant case law. Anyway, all about assignment, all about deed, all about property, all about a thing. What is a chose? What is a thing in action, a chose in action? All of that type of thing. Alright, so we've got a lot more case law that we've built into our smasherdebt.com. Smasherdebt.com. So we're going to push that out. I'm nearly finished. It's looking better. It's looking good. I'm feeling happy about it. So I can help more people without having to pay back these scammy debts, you know, because it's not debt. So like I say, if there really was a debt company and they actually had bought the debt, they would have a sale agreement. Because if you buy something, you need a receipt. So you need a sale agreement. If you haven't got a sale agreement, you don't own it. You haven't bought it. You haven't got a receipt. You've got no, well, that itself, the receipt for a sale of anything, a thing, okay, which is property, would be a trust. Okay? It's an actual trust. The creation of a trust. So within that trust, you would have that receipt, just the same as you would get receipt from a supermarket. It creates a trust, a proof of your ownership. You're the equitable, beneficial owner of your bag of potatoes. So if the debt company actually bought your debt, then they would have a sale agreement. And I'm sure it's Lord Denning, done the case law, and Lord Denning says, alright, that the debtor, you would be classed as the debtor, okay, has the right to see the sale agreement, yes, which was the debt company buying the debt from the bank, which they never do, and the deed of assignment. And the deed of assignment must be there. They can show you it with all of the information redacted. That means all blacked out, redacted. And the reason why they do that, right, is because they try and say, we can't show you the deed of assignment because it's got all of this sensitive information in. Other words, you know, it's got like stuff that's sensitive to their company, which basically what it is they're talking through their back end, right? They've bought a huge block of data and it's got everybody's name and data on it, right? That's why they don't want to show you it. But, right, through that case law, Lord Denning, can't remember the dates and everything, I've got it all written down. It states there that the debtor has the right to see the deed of assignment and the sale agreement. And they can never show you it because they can then see that it is not a sale agreement for a debt, but it was a sale agreement for your data. Okay, and it's got everyone else's data on as well. So that's why they'll never show you it, and that's why they'll never show any true documents, which is good for us because then you're stating your case. Now, you don't want to go to court, but if you ever had to go to court, I wouldn't mind actually going, knowing if it's on the debt collection site company that they're trying to say that they have a deed of assignment. All right, because they haven't got a deed, they just have a notice of assignment. A notice of assignment is literally them writing to you saying, this is a notice of assignment, we now own your debt. And that's it, which is no sale agreement and no deed. All right, they need a deed, a need deed. So anyway, and so this, the notices that were being created and fiddling on with and everything, it's all about case law as well, but right, it's all about, well, you know, if you haven't got the deed of assignment, you're not getting nothing from us anyway. So if you've got a credit card company, I don't want to say any, not credit card company, a debt collection agency, and they're writing all these, oh, we're going to carry on with this, we may, M-A-Y, you've got to look at Black's Law Dictionary and the legalese, what may actually means. Doesn't mean that you're going to take you to court. We may take legal action, doesn't mean that they're going to do anything. They're just trying to scare you, make you panic into paying. You don't owe them anything. You got no contract with these scumbags, so make sure you don't pay them anything. Okay, so the notices, what they do is, if they haven't got a deed of assignment, right? If they haven't got a notice of assignment, like a pretend deed, and all they're saying is like, oh, we are the representative, or we are the agent of blah blah blah, credit card company, bank company, whatever it is, you know. My whole thing is like, thank you for admitting that you're a third party interloper. You have no contract with us. You have no deed of assignment with us. You have no chose in action. Therefore, cease and desist. You should not have our data. We've actually got some documents that we're going to show you where you can actually turn the tables on them. You don't have to do a commercial lien. You can actually turn it around on them, do an N208 and claim against them for harassment under GDPR Article 82, I think it is. But I've got it all written down. I've been that busy working on the solar and the wattage and everything that my head's full of numbers left, right and centre. You know. But anyway, let's not drift off into solar again, because like this guy's amazing how he's got all of this shed and everything built in there, and just solar panels and just running everything off grid. Amazing. But yeah, so like on the smasherdebt.com, that is exactly what we've been doing, upgrading it all. I'm still working on it, not finished 100%, but if you did go on it, you can still get it now, you know, straight in there. But I'm building it so it's literally like on a course platform, so you can now, once it's finished, you're going to go in it step by step. There's no waiting time though, so you can go and use them all, you know, but like it's just gonna make it easier to go over, like, and adding all the videos onto it, video instructions on all of the forms, on all of the documents, on all of the notices, you know, so just revamping all of that, because a lot of people are starting to really get into this situation now with the cost of living crisis, which is not a crisis, it's completely fabricated and just made up to make people like us suffer, you know. So yeah, let him go. I'm not going to jump in front of that one. So anyway, so like on that smash of debt, so like, and if they haven't got like if they send you letters and it doesn't say we've purchased your debt, or it doesn't say we have a notice of assignment, you know, most of them I wouldn't even worry about at all. And this is, most people pay them because they're panicking. They've got nothing at all. They haven't even got a fake deed of assignment, right? So you owe these people nothing. So they've got to try and get it through your head, settle yourself down, stand in your power, know that you're a man and a woman and that you have no debt, you do not owe anything, you created any credit anyway, all right? And use the notices. I've seen quite a few testimonials lately. I haven't put them up, it's just what people are telling me. Use these notices and have smashed debts left, right and centre, which is great to read. So thank you for that. All right, so like get yourself on. This is obviously not like a sales video. I'll have to create one of them to put onto the actual website, but you know, anyway, I will shoot now and have a look. I'm going to actually put the link in anyway for the smasherdebt.com. Yous all take care.